You are tuned in to another edition of Americana Music Profiles, brought to you by Americana Rhythm Music Magazine and AmericanaMusicMagazine.com. I'm your host, Greg Tutwiler. Let's jump right in to the next exciting interview. Swampy guitar riffs and electrifying fiddle add to the signature sound of Diamonds and Whiskey. Some liken this group to a country version of the 80s rock band Heart. Lead singer Jennifer Lauren is my guest as we talk about the band, their sound, and their new music on this edition of Americana Music Profiles. Hi, Jenny. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me. How are you doing?
I am good. Thanks for joining us today. I'm glad to get a chance to speak to you, talk about your music and everything that's going on with you guys. So you are in Carolina, right?
Yes, I'm a Carolina girl, and our band is based in the Carolinas, so born and raised here.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So you've been a Carolina girl your whole life. Have you stayed there the whole time?
Yes, I have. I mean, I've traveled all over, but yeah, this is home. I don't think I'll ever leave. I love it that much.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, we love it too. Being in Virginia, we're not far away, and we get to travel into Carolina a lot, and we love the music and the culture and the mountains, and so yeah, you're very blessed to be living where you live.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I think so too.
So you have been in music or around music for the better part of your whole life. Is that right?
Yeah, I started playing piano when I was 4 years old, just as soon as I could reach the keys, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I never had lessons, but taught myself to play, and yeah, I played by ear for a long time, and then taught myself to read music once I started playing for choirs in middle school and high school. And then I took vocal lessons for a long time, practicing opera, and competed, in high school all over North Carolina, which is, if you know much about North Carolina, there's a lot of competition there when it comes to choirs and singers,
right,
and that sort of thing. So great opportunity there. A lot of great singers come out of North Carolina. So I was very much in that scene at a young age. So that's really where my musical background stems from. But yes, I've always been playing, and it's always been, I guess, in my blood, you could say. My dad's a phenomenal singer and a phenomenal musician in general.
Was he in bands as well?
No, he wasn't. He just played. He played guitar, banjo, and piano. He actually lost his right arm the year before I was born.
Oh, no.
So I never got to hear him play any stringed instruments, but he still played piano with his left hand.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much where I picked it up. And
Sure.
He's just an amazing singer. His brain's crazy. So yeah, I definitely think I get that from him.
You mentioned you were classically trained to sing opera. That's kind of the other end of the spectrum of country rock music where you've landed. How did you get from there to where you are?
Yeah, it's different. This was not my plan, that's for sure. I grew up with no radio and no TV.
Really?
So I didn't really listen to secular music until I got to college, around 18 years old or so. And I grew up with hymns and gospel, and then, the show tunes and things like that I could listen to. So I really enjoyed Broadway and, that sort of thing. And then that's what I wanted to do when I got older, and then circumstances just changed, and I ended up going into a totally different field. But yeah, I don't really, people ask me this all the time, they're like, oh, that's the 180, but it really didn't happen until probably 3 to 5 years ago, and I decided I wanted to start playing out with a friend of mine, just doing, some cover gigs. I never really planned to even do all this. Just as therapy to get out and sing. And then 3 years ago, I ended up meeting a guy named Von Berry, who became the first guitarist in Diamonds and Whiskey, and he really shaped that for me. He is a rocker through and through, and I realized that I could use my big pipe, to sing rock and roll and country. So then people started looking at it more like a country heart, which really thrills me when people say that, because it's a really big vocal, and it's quite different than what a lot of country females are out there doing. But yeah, I'm definitely changed my tune to say.
Yeah, right.
That's a good way to put it. But I'm glad I was trained to sing that way. I think it definitely helps with pitch. And the thing I had the hardest time with was not enunciating my words so well.
Oh, yeah.
When I
sure.
first started trying to sing country, my family kind of laughed at me. They were like, "You're singing every syllable, and everything's perfect. Everything is enunciated." So.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to go back to your country roots and that country way of communicating verbally.
Yeah, it's so funny when I get around my family, my accent comes back out. As where when I was in high school and college, I fought it so hard trying to speak eloquently, and now, because I grew up in the country. I mean, on 30 acres, and I was under my dad's feet in the garage. We got up at 4:30 every morning. Like I worked. So I'm a true country girl. I just wanted so badly to speak, eloquently and be this great, show tune singer, if you will. And then now I'm right back to where I started.
Did you get to pursue that professionally? Was that part of what you did for a while?
Well, yeah. So I in high school I actually started singing with the college choir. Because I was too advanced at the time for the high school choirs that we had. And so I traveled. We went to London and Paris and different places, and I got to sing in some different really cool settings with college kids at a young age. And then I thought I would go on to major in music, and I was offered scholarships to different schools to do that. But I was also offered scholarships for other things like math. I was really good at math. And I had to make some tough decisions at that time. And again, playing in a band was not my ultimate goal at that point in my life. So I chose, to go for civil engineering instead. And I thought, well, I'll make money doing this and blah, 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 So that's really where I decided to change my mind around that age and stay close to home and help my mom out and that sort of thing. So it really took me years to get into what I really wanted to do. And I'm glad I did that because looking back, being an opera singer or, being on Broadway or anything like that, honestly, I don't think I would have been that happy doing it. You think you want something, but you realize later, no, that's not really my path. However, playing on festival stages and singing my own music, that's definitely my passion.
Yeah. I think the saying is you can take the girl out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the girl.
It's very, very true. Very true. I don't think I wore makeup till I was probably, 25 or so. I was just so different, just a tomboy.
Yeah, yeah. So, and you didn't start writing songs, if I remember reading the notes correctly, until 2014. Is that right?
Yeah. So it was about just about 6 years ago. I didn't know I could write. I'd never really tried.
Really?
And,
that's cool.
No, and I've had such a crazy life. We can't go into all that, but it's been pretty insane. And I wrote Whiskey Down. It's the first song I ever wrote. And at the time, I was dating a guy that loved to go out and party, and I was just crying my eyes out because he loved drinking more than he loved me. And so Whiskey Down came out, and I thought, well, gosh. So I played it for a friend, and they were like, oh, that's a really good song. And next thing you know, I was just putting pen to paper and writing down everything I thought, and then this whole album came out. So it worked in my favor. I just didn't think, I'm the type of person that's like, oh, that's good, but you don't know how good it is. I need to let people actually hear it and be like, okay, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
Because trust me, I hear people put songs out, and I appreciate that they're putting music out, but I hear it and I'm like, woo.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
So like I said, I met Von Berry 3 years ago, and I brought these songs in, and he wrote these amazing guitar riffs for them, and then we put this album out, and I don't know, here I am 3 years later. It's not with me anymore, but now we're, opening for really big acts, and our music's playing all over the world, so I can't complain. It just kind of, I don't want to say it just happened, because it's taken a lot of work.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I do feel incredibly blessed that it is happening, and, we're so lucky.
Were you able to get yourself to the place where you were, this was full-time?
So this summer, yes. So this was supposed to be that summer. We had major gigs booked where we were making substantial money to where finally that was going to happen. And then, the COVID hit. And it's, unfortunately, we lost a whole lot from this. So it's been disheartening a little bit, but everybody's rebooked for next summer. So I think next year's probably going to be that year, where this year was supposed to be that. We landed a great booking agent last year from Nashville, and she took us all around the country, and we showcased last winter, and we were able to land, the big state fairs and the big country music festivals, that sort of thing. So it really, really worked out for us to where this was supposed to be a big year. But, this coronavirus happens to everybody, not just us. So we're just, taking our licks like everybody else.
Right. Yeah, it's really been devastating to the whole music industry, and we're all caught up in it in one way or the other. It's very frustrating, and I'm sure, especially for you guys as artists, when the thing that you do is get on stage and do your music, and you can't get to do that right now. So I feel for you guys.
Yeah, it's really hard. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I've just been so down, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? But it's truly that I just haven't been doing what I love.
Yeah.
Like I don't do this because I'm just dying to make a ton of money. If that was the case, I'd do something else. but I genuinely love it. There's no other place in the world that I love more than the States. Like there's just not. And so, and I would say most musicians that do this feel that way. That's why we live and breathe it.
Right.
There's something about it. It's a high, if you will, that you can't get to me anywhere else. And so to not be out there doing that when this summer was supposed to be a huge coming out summer for us, especially getting out there on the road. We were touring all over the country. That was big. We just lost 2 more gigs yesterday in Wisconsin, and I just hung my head. I used to cry over it. Now I'm just like, oh, there goes thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And all the fans that we were going to gain, and those were pretty big gigs. So, hopeful that we're going to get to play Carolina Country Music Fest, but honestly, I don't know if it's going to happen. And that's the big one with Darius Rucker and Eric Church and Liz Holmes, and that's in September in South Carolina. But the way things are going, I'm just not sure. So
right, yeah. You said something interesting when talking about being on stage, and that you just love it and you live for it. And if somebody had told you that 5 years ago, 6 years ago, would that have resonated at all? That one day you're going to be on stage and it's going to be the thing that you can't wait to do. And was that at all on your radar?
Honestly, not really. I knew I loved being on stage. From an early age, I loved singing at I sing the anthem and stuff like that. So I knew I enjoyed it, but no. So I never would have thought that it would become this kind of passion. It has really become something I genuinely enjoy. I look forward to it. I dream about it. It sounds obsessive, I know, but it really is. It's just it's become a way of life almost. And I love my family. I've got 2 kids, and it's I love them to death. I mean, they're my number one, obviously. But playing music, that's my passion in life.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I did not know. And if they had said that, I'd be like, I could see myself enjoying it, But really, that started coming to fruition about 2.5 years ago when I realized, wow, I actually really enjoyed this. We played our first gig. I guess it was 2 years ago we played our first gig because we worked for a year on this album before we went out and played. And I thought that was not very good. I mean, I sang great, but my showmanship wasn't terrific, right? I mean, it was our first gig, and I hadn't been on stage since I was young. So, and not in this aspect. I'm just standing there and singing and everything being perfect.
Yeah.
And my guitarist pulled me aside afterwards, and he was like, if that's how you're going to perform, this isn't going to work. And everybody's like, oh, you sing so great. And I'm thinking, well, I sing great, but I didn't put on a show,
Yeah.
And the next day we played a different festival. I came back, and I killed it. I mean, I was like, I'll show him. And from that moment on, he kind of created a monster. So if you come to one of our shows, I'm not that girl that stands there with my guitar and sings. I'm running around, jumping around. There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
So and I think that's a huge part of what we do and why we get booked and why people enjoy it. You know, he always said you don't go to listen to a band, you go to see a band.
Sure, right.
It's true, because you see on and drive down the road and listen to them.
Right.
But you go to see a band. Like, yeah, you want to hear great music, but at the same time, like, for me, watching the show is super important.
Of course,
so
yeah, the environment, the atmosphere, all of it, yeah.
Exactly, and I want to make that great for everybody that's out there watching us. So yeah, put everything into it when I'm on stage. I mean, I'm not sick when we get done with every show because I just the whole time am giving 110%.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important. I've seen so many bands. Matchbox 20 is my favorite band of all time. Rob Thomas, I think, is one of the best performers ever.
Yep.
And I paid, you know, I'll never forget, $400, I think, to sit front row to watch him.
Wow.
I've been waiting my whole life. And he sweated on me. Like, he was so in it. And like, it was just like the most intense thing. Now, normally I would think that was really gross.
Yep.
But in the moment, it was just, I want to be like that. Because people couldn't take their eyes off of it. I mean, it was just incredible. And I'm thinking, that's what I want to give to this. So I'm pretty passionate about the show.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great entertainers learn from great entertainers. I mean, you can't, there's obviously raw talent, but it has to be cultivated. And so, yeah, that's cool. I love that story. Tell me about Diamonds and Whiskey. When did that happen?
So about 3 years ago, I really wanted to play some music, and I had went out a couple years before that and played some covers with a guy, but kind of had let that go, but I was missing it, and I had a port in my chest at the time. I've got Lyme disease. That's a whole other story, but I've been battling that my whole life. But about 3 years ago, I had a port in my chest. I was going through IV therapy 4 hours a day.
Wow.
I was pretty sick, and I thought, well, gosh, if I could just play some music, so it would make me feel better, you know? So I put out a Craigslist ad, and that's how I got Scott Bumper, the guitarist on the album. And we just started playing, and we thought we were going to play some cover gigs. And again, then I brought all these songs in, and it just turned into this. But the name Diamonds and Whiskey isn't, people think there's like a duo or something. It's not. It's really just more about me, I guess, because I feel like I'm two different people, or, you know, I'm a woman, so I'm a little crazy. I'm very much a country girl, but, you know, I might be in my stilettos one day, and the next day I might be in my old boots, you know. So the name's really about being able to do whatever it is that you are and being comfortable in that.
That's cool.
So it's something that's glamorous, but tough, you know. So I've been through a lot in my life. But if you see me at a show, I'm probably wearing way too much makeup and glitter on my eyes, and you know. So yeah, it's a really cool name that people remember and has branded well for us, and I think it stands out usually when we're on the list with a bunch of other band names. So yeah, it just kind of stuck, and that's where it started. And now, you know, band members just came and went over time, but I kind of just have been the face of the band and the songwriter, so it just kind of carries on. I just keep carrying that torch. Yeah. So, and that, and I love it. And the whole thing for me is about empowering other people, women and men. But if you listen to the album, I mean, it's about being a badass. It's not getting up every day and kicking the day in the butt.
That's
you know?
good. That's good. We all need a little of that these days.
Absolutely. I feel like especially right now. God, it's so hard for so many people, and definitely want to inspire others to keep it on.
So the album that is out is the only one you have recorded as Diamonds and Whiskey. Is that correct?
Yes. So that album is Heartbreak Queen. And there's 10 songs on that album. We actually took one off. There were 11, but there's 10 songs on the album. It's produced by Dale Penner. I don't know if you've heard of him or not. He's the award-winning producer. He did Nickelback. First couple albums of him. So we're really blessed to get to work with him. He's actually going to produce our second album, which is in the works right now. I've got about 14 songs for that. We'll be narrowing that down. But yeah, we've recorded some songs outside of that. I got a song in a film this year, Walk On is the name of that song, and that was my first song that has been a film, so I'm really excited about that. And then we covered Devil Went Down to Georgia.
How timely is that? Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I know. So it's funny, I checked our streams yesterday on Spotify, and that one shot up. I'm
sure it
obviously
did. Yeah.
But yeah, so sad. But yeah, I'm a huge Charlie Daniels fan. So we've got that out there, and then we're getting ready to release another song that's on the album, and this is one I actually did not write. It was sent to us, and we were asked to record it by a big rock band over in Norway. So we're going to drop that August 1st, and it looks like we'll probably be touring with them in New Zealand and Australia next year. So,
wow, that's cool.
So yeah, we've got some stuff going on outside of the album that I'm excited about. I feel like right now all we can do is push our music,
yeah,
you know, and
sure.
put out songs. We're going to drop singles all summer. You know, just do the best we can to keep people entertained and engaged, and we can get on the road.
And the new one is out now. Is that Hooks? Is that the one that's out?
Yes, the Hooks is out, and it's a blues song. If you listen to the album, you'll find everything from blues, Americana, rock, to country on there.
Right.
So this song is a blues song. Funny story behind this. I was at the chiropractor, Dr. Steve, that was my chiropractor, and he's a funny guy, love him to death, but he's got hazel eyes, and he was talking about how great he is, because, you know, we joke or whatever, and he was like, I've got hazel-eyed hooks and bombshell good looks. That's what he said to me, and I was like, I am totally using that line, so I took it, and I wrote a song around it, and that's where Hooks came from, so I like to tell that story. Yeah, people are like, did you write that about yourself? I'm like, no, I'm not that conceited, but but people love this song. Anywhere we play in Western North Carolina or South Carolina, people sing the song back to me. They just love it.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
It's a simple song, but it's a fun one, and it's been picked up by lots of blues stations right now. So we're, I wasn't planning to release it, but not like this anyway, but I don't know, it's been requested so much. I'm like, okay, we'll throw it on out there. But we're going to release a video for it in a couple weeks, too, so that'll be fun.
And you guys won the 2019 Carolina Music Awards, is that right?
Yeah, we won the Carolina Music Awards for Country Band of the Year.
Yeah,
and we won
that's
the
awesome.
Carolina Country Music Awards for Single of the Year. And we're nominated this year for Entertainer of the Year, Single of the Year again for Muddy Water.
Wow.
Female Vocalist of the Year. I don't know, there's a lot. Yeah, so it's going to be another good year for us. I'm excited about that.
Well, congratulations for having not being long in the industry, you know, to be able to get on the scene and come out that quick with that kind of recognition says a lot for what you guys do as a band and your music. So congratulations. That's really killer.
Thank you. I've worked really, really hard at this. It's been a day in and day out thing. I think sometimes people look at musicians who've made it and they're like, oh, you're so lucky. I'm like, no, they put a lot of work into it. It takes constant work. It's just everyday manager, publicist, social media manager, you know, just looking at just all day, every day there's something. You know, talk to you guys. Right.
So if people want to pick up a copy of the current record, want to follow you guys, keep in touch with what's going on, look forward to the new record, what's the best way to get in touch?
So Facebook and Instagram are our two, you know, big ones. Facebook is Diamonds and Whiskey, so, and that's and spelled out. And then Instagram is Diamonds and Whiskey Official. And then we're on Twitter as Diamonds and Whiskey. We actually started our Twitter not long ago. I figure enough people are tweeting about other things, so.
Right.
And we just got a TikTok. I didn't even know this existed. I just started our TikTok. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much funny stuff on there. So you can find our music on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, Amazon Music, pretty much anywhere. You just Google it; it'll pop right up.
Yeah.
And then YouTube, of course, we got lots of videos.
Good. Good. Well, thanks, Jenny. This has been awesome, and I really wish you guys the best, and I hope you can get back on the road quickly, and look forward to what you guys got coming up new, and I wish you the best success coming up in the awards.
Oh, thank you so much. It was really nice to talk to you, and I really appreciate you having me on.
Thanks again for tuning in to this episode of Americana Music Profiles. Find us on iTunes at Americana Music Profiles and on the internet at AmericanaRhythm.com.